Welcome to the OIG Information Portal. Here you will find dashboards which allow you to explore facts about city government. Open OIG provides statistics about the Office of Inspector General Operations and a dashboard tutorial video. The information portal also displays which dashboards are trending. Let's begin by looking at the dashboards. Here you'll find the visualizations for the city budget, city employees, and public safety. The dashboards allow you to focus on what interests you with over 100 ways to visualize the data using similar dashboard functions. Also, on the left, you can view the glossary and provide feedback. We're going to start with the City of Chicago Budget Overview dashboard. This dashboard displays information on the City of Chicago appropriated budget. The budget information can be filtered by fiscal year, functional category, and department. You can also hover underlying glossary terms to find out more information. As you scroll down the dashboard, you'll see that there are several filters, and you can use them to filter the information on the dashboard. For example, here we can see fiscal year filter, and if you click on it, you can filter by fiscal year from 2014 to 2018. We also can filter by fund description and select fund type. As you go through the dashboards, you can also always use the color legends to get more information about the visualizations. The next dashboard we're going to look at is the City of Chicago Active Employees Overview dashboard. So we're going to go back and select City Employees section and City of Chicago Active Employees Overview dashboard. This dashboard displays information on active City of Chicago employees. The employee information can be filtered by title, department, bargaining unit, and wage type. You can also find individual employee salaries and years of service information. The last update on most of the dashboards means that the date when the data was updated. This dashboard has various filters. You can filter information by department, title, bargaining unit, gender, race, and wage rate. For example, we can see that the number of active employees right now at the City of Chicago is 33,325 employees. You can also see the number of departments and number of titles. Some of the visualizations have additional filters. If you look at the number of employees by department visualization, the first column can be sorted by department, title, or bargaining unit. Also, right now we can see the number of employees for this visualization, but you can also choose average age, average years of service, median age, or median years of service. The next visualization can provide information regarding average pay by department. And here you can see employees by age and race. Okay. Next, we're going to go over City of Chicago Active Employees Demographics dashboard, and it will provide us with more demographic information for City of Chicago employees. So we're going to go back and select City of Chicago Active Employees Demographic Dashboard. This dashboard displays information on City of Chicago employee demographics. The employee information can be filtered by title, department, bargaining unit, race, gender, and wage type. We can see similar filters you saw for previous dashboards. We can filter information by department, title, bargaining unit, gender, race, and wage rate. We're also displaying information in tabular form. So for example, here you can see number of employees by gender and race. Or in this table, you can see average pay by gender and race. In this visual, you can actually compare average monthly salary between female and male, and you have additional filter options. You can select by department, title, or bargaining unit. And the last visual on this dashboard will show you information regarding employees by years of service and race. Next dashboard we're going to go over is map, and it will show us City of Chicago employees by community area and zip code. So we're going to go back. And select City active employees by community area and zip code. So this dashboard is an interactive map that visualizes where active City of Chicago employees currently reside by community area and zip code. You can hover over a community area to see data for zip codes within the community area. You can also use community area filter to choose a community area you're interested in. And select information by race, gender, race, or race and gender. And again, don't forget to use color legend to find out more information about a particular visualization. Next dashboard we're going to look at is going to be another map where we're going to see City of Chicago active employees by ward and zip code. So here, City of Chicago employees by ward and zip code dashboard. I'm going to click on it. And this dashboard is, again, an interactive map that visualizes where active City of Chicago employees live, but instead of by community area, like in the previous dashboard, here we can see by ward and zip code. And you can hover over a particular ward to see more additional information. And also, you can choose a ward from the list under this filter and select information by race, gender, or race and gender.
Safety dashboards. We click on dashboards and select public safety. The active sworn officer overview dashboard displays monthly snapshot data on the demographics of Chicago Police Department sworn officers. The summary boxes at the top of the page display the total number of sworn officers employed on the date of the data snapshot, as well as statistics describing that population of officers. Select the month to display snapshot data using the date filter dropdown. The sample can be viewed by title, unit, race, gender, and race and gender. On this dashboard, we can select the month of data, as well as the units of the Chicago Police Department that we wish to examine. Currently selected are all units and August 2018. As of August 1st, 2018, there were 12,937 sworn active officers, median age of 43.1, average age of 42.3, and average length of service of 14.1 years. We can see the officer breakdown by race, gender, race and gender, or title. Additionally, we can see these demographics broken down by gender and age as either percentages or as counts. This information is also presented over time and the chart at the bottom of the dashboard. I'm going to go back to the public safety dashboards. Active sworn officers, units, and titles. This dashboard displays monthly snapshot data on Chicago Police Department sworn officer titles and units. The information on this dashboard includes units and titles on the selected snapshot date. Select the month to display snapshot data using the date filter dropdown. The data can be viewed by title, unit, race, gender, and race and gender. In this dashboard, we present detailed information about individual CPD units and titles. A breakdown for each unit or title is given by demographic. Also given is the count of officers and the average length of service for the officers in the given unit. On this chart, as with most charts, hovering over a section gives further detailed information. If we want to compare two snapshot dates, we can select a second date, press apply, and the second date will be displayed on our dashboard. The next dashboard is the Complaint Notification Trends dashboard. This dashboard displays complaint and notification information respecting Chicago Police Department sworn officers. The summary boxes at the top of the dashboard display the total complaints and notifications with associated civil suits, and the number of involved officers and citizens. The complaint and notification information can be viewed by district, complaint status, complaint type, citizens' race and gender, and officers' race, gender, and hire date. Note that all complaints and notifications are assigned a log number. The aggregated data in this dashboard is based on a count of log numbers. So in this dashboard, we examine complaints and notifications against sworn Chicago Police Department officers since January 2007. There have been over 86,000 such complaints or notifications. The complaints can be viewed by status, by year, and can be broken down by status as shown, by notifications with civil suit, by complaint notification type, or by what organization investigated the complaint, Bureau of Internal Affairs, or the Citizens Office of Police Accountability, or its predecessor organizations. Additionally, on this dashboard is the demographic makeup of the citizens behind the complaints, as well as a listing of all Chicago Police, currently active Chicago Police officers, listed by the number of complaints or notifications they have received. Again, we can hover over any part of this chart to see more information. The next chart is also under public safety. It is the complaint notifications outcomes chart. This dashboard displays recommended outcomes for sustained complaints notifications filed against Chicago Police Department sworn officers. The recommended outcomes can be viewed by time, allegation type, and recommended outcome. Note that all recommended outcomes are assigned a log number. The aggregated data in this dashboard is based on a count of log numbers. In some cases, the recommended outcomes are not served due to arbitration or other reasons. In this dashboard, we examine the outcomes that were recommended for accusations by complaint and notification type. Dates can be selected by clicking on the date in the date filter, and either by scrolling and selecting a new date, or by typing a date in the date bar. Along with outcomes, a count is also given of accusations of the given type. Only accusations that have resulted in a recommended outcome are shown. The hierarchy of complaint types can be collapsed by hovering over the top row and clicking on the minus button. And again, that will collapse the hierarchy. More information can be found by hovering over the chart. The next public safety dashboard is complaints and notifications by ward. This dashboard is an interactive map that visualizes where Chicago Police Department officer complaints and notifications have occurred by ward and by beat. The complaint and notification information can be viewed by ward, beat, citizen's race, and officer's race. Note that all complaints and notifications are assigned a log number. The aggregated data in this dashboard is based on a count of log numbers. In this dashboard, we visualize the geographic distribution of complaints by ward and beat. This map is color-coded by ward, with blue wards registering fewer complaints than red or orange. If you find yourself wanting to go back to the state that the dashboard was in when you first clicked on it, you click F5 on your keyboard. Additionally, to the right of the map can be found the number of complaints notifications and the racial makeup of the accused officers and the citizens behind the complaints.
The information portal also has several dashboards related to investigatory stop reports, ISRs. Let's take a look at some of these. Scrolling towards the bottom of the public safety menu, you can see several of them laid out. For this case, let's take a look at the overview. This dashboard displays information on completed and approved investigatory stop reports by beat and district. Charts include trends on the number of ISRs, race, and the gender of officers, perceived race and gender of the subjects, comparison of stops by adult and juvenile, and factors leading to an investigatory stop. We can filter this dashboard by districts, by beats, as well as time. All ISR dashboards begin in 2016 to the most current load date of the information. A unique feature of this dashboard is the trend line, which can be broken out by different measures of time: year, month, week, or day. What you're seeing in this graph is by week. Below the trend line, we have two donut charts displaying the total number of ISRs for the time period that we've selected. We can break the ISR, total number of ISRs down by the number of officers or the officer demographics, as well as subject demographics. A unique feature of this dashboard is by changing one of these filters, it will change the crosstab below, which compares the officer demographics by subject demographics. This dashboard also contains factors leading to a stop by whatever demographic we decide. In this particular instance, we have subject race, but as mentioned before, we could change it to officer demographics or change the demographic to race of the subject, race and gender of the subject, or adult and juvenile. This filter will affect the visualizations below it. This dashboard also contains gang criminal activity related to the stops, broken out by or categorized by different types of gang activities. The donut charts below contain the volume for these particular activities, as well as the color scheme is determined by the filter we chose above. After a subject is stopped, an officer may conduct a pat-down or a search. The information has a dashboard related to these two things specifically. For this next example, let's take a look at the investigatory stops pat-downs. This dashboard displays information on pat-downs that occurred during an investigatory stop. Charts include trends on if consent was given for a pat-down, if an investigatory stop receipts were given to a subject, and if any weapons or contraband were found. The information can be filtered by beat, district, the race and gender of an officer, perceived race and gender of the subject, comparison of stops by adult and juvenile, and factors leading to an investigatory stop. As I mentioned in the introduction, we can filter this by district, by beat, as well as a particular date beginning in 2016 up to the present current load date. Notice the box at the very top of the dashboard displays the number of pat-downs for the time period given. As you've seen in similar dashboards, we can also break out the number of pat-downs by a specific demographic of the user's choice, based on subject or based on officer. Below the bar graph, we have a dual axis bar graph that shows the volume of pat-downs as well as a percentage breakout based on the demographic chosen. We can also adjust the midsection or the middle axis of this dual axis bar graph to district or time of stop. The dashboard also contains factors leading to pat-downs broken down by a specific demographic. In this case, it's subject and race. A unique feature of this dashboard, it displays how many of the stops based on whatever filter we choose. In this case, we're filtering by district, which you see on the left-hand side here, will tell us how many stops resulted in a pat-down. For example, for the central district, the sum of the yes and the no columns would be the total number of stops within that district, but it shows us that only 19.68% of those resulted in a pat-down, where 80.32 did not. Another aspect of the pat-downs displayed here is if consent was given. So the number we see here is the total number of pat-downs for the city. In this case, it's because we have all the wards selected, or all the districts. Excuse me, there you go. A recipient or someone who was a subject to a pat-down also could be given a receipt. This displays yes or no. Below these donut charts, we have a similar yes-no breakout table by district that shows if consent was given, yes or no, or if a pat-down receipt was given, yes or no, based on the district. The final section of this dashboard displays if a weapon or contraband was found based on the pat-down. This shows the number of weapons or contrabands found by the pat-down. This is without. And below that is a tabular form breaking out the types of weapons and or contraband that were found based on the pat-down, broken down by our districts. The information portal also contains several ISR maps. The two maps related to ISRs break out the information by ward or police district. In this case, let's look at the wards. This dashboard is an interactive map that visualizes where investigatory stops occurred by beat and ward. The information can be filtered by beat, ward, the race and gender of the officer, perceived race and gender of the subjects, and a comparison of stops by adults and juveniles. Notice the ward filter, which can be changed. What we have it set at right now is all the wards. We can also filter by beats, as well as a date filter. You'll notice the map is the main visualization for this dashboard, where blue represents wards with less number of ISRs, and orange represents wards with higher number of ISRs. Another unique feature of this dashboard is it displays the total number of ISRs for the districts or wards we've chosen, as well as the pat-downs and searches that resulted from the stops. Below the map, we have another dual axis bar chart, where on the left represents the total number of volume by ward, as well as the percentage breakout by whatever demographic we've decided to break it down by. In this case, it is subject race. So far, this webinar has covered dashboards related to city budget, employees, and public safety. Let's take a look at a dashboard specific to the Office of Inspector General.
The final dashboard we're going to show you is the OIG complaint and case summary. It can be found under Open OIG in the information portal. This dashboard displays quarterly snapshot data on OIG's complaints and cases. The information on this dashboard includes number of complaints received each quarter, categorized by opened, declined, and referred. It also displays the number of cases closed each quarter, categorized by sustained, not sustained, and closed administratively. You can see the time frame of the data below the title and the day when the data was last updated. The first part of the dashboard shows the complaints broken down by recommendation and quarter in a line chart and in a tabular form. The second part of the dashboard shows the cases broken down by case disposition and quarter in a bar chart and in a tabular form. You can filter the information by quarter by selecting one of or multiple quarters. For example, if you want to see all the complaints and cases that were completed in 2015, you should select the 4 quarters in 2015 in the time period filter. You can also filter the complaints by complaint recommendation and the cases by case disposition. Finally, you can hover over any point in the graphs or tables to see more information. This webinar covered 14 dashboards on the City of Chicago Office of Inspector General information portal. We encourage you to explore all the dashboards and play with the different features. If you need more help, please reach out to us at iginfoportal@igchicago.org.